All right, guys, it's time for another fun project today. He's sleeping, he's under his blanket, but that's all right. I'll still talk loud. That's too bad. That's how it goes sometimes, right? So anyhow, today we're going to adjust the throttle valve cable on the 92-93 Corvette model. The TV cable, which is a transmission TV cable, goes from the ASR to the transmission. It's a physical cable, and what it does is basically when it's applied tension to it, it controls the fluid pressure in the transmission. If your transmission is slipping or it's slow to come out of gear, you may need to adjust the throttle valve cable. And what I want you to do is be real important. Listen up, I'm talking to you. If you don't know what you're doing or you don't feel safe doing it, don't do it. Because if you can mess up this adjustment, then you can mess up your transmission. So viewer be warned, do not do this if you don't feel comfortable. Get a pro to do it for you, but I'm going to show you the steps involved. It's pretty simple, and give you the torque settings on the ASR, and we'll take it from there. Let's take a look at the TV cable. I'm on the driver's side, and here's the ASR. That's the solenoid box there where all these cables feed in. So you've got the throttle cable, which I'm going to point it all out. So here's your throttle body. So you got this cable comes around and loops into here. Here's the adjustment for that. I'm going to show you guys how to disengage all this. That ties into the ASR. Then you've got this cable, which goes back and down. That's the TV cable going to the transmission that controls the pressure in the transmission, the hydraulic pressure. Then you've got this cable down here, this one right along here, that's coming from the accelerator. And then on top of that, you've got this cable right here, which runs back to, where's the servo right here, which is your cruise control. So that runs along there, and it all ties here. So what I'm going to do is take a 10mm wrench. We're going to move this cover. First thing you do, it's one bolt. I'm going to take that off, and this just has a clip. Let me show you that. Down here is a clip. See that down here, this little like tab. It's going to be hard to do with one hand, but right here you've got to release this tab. I might have to shut the camera to do it. I think I need two hands, so I don't want to break it. That just wraps around down here, and once you do that, this will come off. So let me release it. All right, so that tab's released now, and this cover will just pull right off like this. That comes out of the way. Now what you have here is this foam piece, some kind of insulation. So let me try to get a light on there. There we go. Put this over here. Okay, so what we'll do is gently, this is slotted so you can pull this off. This comes right off. Take that away. That's what that looks like. Goes on like this. Now what we've got to do is there's another plastic housing up here. So this is held in here. There's a tab here and one just like it on the other side. So let's get that off. All right, so you pull up on this tab, and then down low I pushed it off. It's hard to show on film, but here it comes here. So that's that. Okay, so here's all the good stuff. This is where all four of these cables are coming in. So you've got these two at the top, and then if you could see them, two at the bottom down here where the light is shining. So the outer one on this white cam right here, this is a plastic cam. The rest of this is like aluminum. There's a gear here. Anyway, it has a cable that's looped around here with the end of the cable, one of those things, just like a bicycle has for a set of brakes. Anyway, what we'll do is release this. This is the cruise control. So we need to release that first. So this is this white plastic piece is the cruise control cam. So here's how I release that. What I do is I'm going to turn this basically, let's see, that to you guys that'd be clockwise. So turn it clockwise, and you can see the slack on the cable right there, right here down at the bottom. Hopefully you can see it. and rotate that white cam, and this barrel on the end of the cable should come right out. If I can hold everything steady, I want you guys to see it. Possibly. Here comes the barrel. There it is, it's out. So then you can let this all go. And now the cable for the cruise is disconnected. That's step one. Now the next step is releasing the pressure on the cables. So on the throttle cable, there's a little, I call it a switch or a lever. It's right here, it has an arrow on it. What you want to do is throw that back towards where there's the windshield. That way, that's going to release this. There you go. See, it just popped back. I had it marked. Then we can release the upper throttle by pushing right here. Is like a button tab kind of thing. All you do is push this in, and if you can watch, what's going to happen is this will slide this way, and this piece will stay connected here. So we push that. Separate. You want to push it back. So you want to extend it that way. You can see where I had it marked. That was hidden earlier. So it kind of gives me a reference. Then down here on this throttle cable, same thing. We want to push in and push that back. So I need two hands. Now everything's loose. So we've got all our cables loose, all the pressure's off of them. So what we'll do now is we're going to take the cruise control cam and line it up with these holes. You'll see 2 or 3 holes up here on top. So you take your 1/8 inch drill bit and slide it through this hole here. This one here is a little single hole which will go right through here. Let me show you that. So what I did was just take this bit right through that hole. Now you do not want it to come in contact with the gear here. This could break, or just your settings won't be calibrated right. So make sure that stays out. You don't want that. Bring it back there. We're going to get a 1/4 inch drive torque wrench, and we're going to rotate this cam until we can fit it into this hole here. This hole has a 1/4 inch square drive, so let me get that. Alright, so I got the torque wrench right here with a 3-inch extension, and if you've got the if your Corvette's a VIN P, which is probably the LT1, then you go with 71 pound inches. That's pound inches. Or if you have the VIN J, which is the LT4, it's half that, so it's about 35 pound inches. So what you do is place this, the end of the extension, right into this slot here. I'm going to turn it a little bit to get it started. So there we go. Now it's in. And what you want to do is turn it a little bit, bring this back. We want to keep going. We want to make sure that this bit does not hit the gears on the teeth there. And as we're doing this, let me get a shot for you. As we're doing this, these cables are going to start cinching up. You can hear them clicking. You see that one move? So I've got to put the camera down to finish this up. This is how I have it set up here. So now remember, as you're torquing this down, the throttle cables will automatically lock in. The TV cable, once you get the torque set, flip the switch back to lock it in like that. Once you have it, you have the torque. As you're holding the torque wrench, make sure to set that to lock position, or you'll have to start over. Okay, so after we get that cinched up, I've got the torque on the wrench now. I'm just going to release it, slowly let it back. Take the torque wrench out. Now what I'm going to do while the drill bit is still in, I'm going to go in the car and press the accelerator all the way to the floor to set everything here. Okay, I'm going to step on the accelerator pedal now, and you should see this cable move here with the cam on the throttle body. I'm going to push it once all the way to the floor while the drill bit is still in the actuator, the Ozzstar actuator. All the way to the floor. Now I'll release it. That's it. Okay, so we set that. I pull the bit out, and we've got to put the cable back in. So what I'll do is, or the cruise control cable, I'll just simply manually, you can turn this thing here, that'll help you. You can do this with your hands to give you some slack. This is what I'm doing here. I'm rotating forward towards the front of the car, and then I'm going to slip this barrel bolt, or barrel, into this barrel cable here back in. We'll put the covers back on, the insulator back in, the other cover, and take it for a test drive. And that's it. That's how you set the TV cable on your 92, 93. Damn. That's how you set the TV cable on your 92, 93 Corvette. Hope that helped you out.